नमस्कार, सभी भक्तजनों का स्वागत है हमारी थर्सडे के जूम सत्संग मीटिंग में। हम लोग भगवद गीता का अध्ययन करते जा रहे हैं। आज हमारे आचार्य यतेंद्र शर्मा जी अपनी यात्रा पे गए हुए हैं, तो आज मैं ही मंत्र से मंगलाचरण से शुरू करूँगा और उसके पश्चात हम भगवद गीता की ओर बढ़ेंगे। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टवाङ्गं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्योऽरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ओम्। तो आइए भगवत कृपा से हम फिर से भगवत गीता के अध्ययन में जुड़ गए हैं। तो हमने पिछले हफ्ता जो 10वें श्लोक 7th चैप्टर ऑफ भगवत गीता एंड 10th वर्स वहाँ तक हमने कर लिया था। उसी को एक बार रिपीट करके वहाँ से हम आगे की ओर बढ़ेंगे। तो ये लीजिए वो मंत्र।
बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनम् बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम्।
Translation: O Arjun, know that I am the eternal seed of all beings. I am the intellect of the intelligent and the splendor of the glorious. तो इसमें जस्ट भगवान बता रहे हैं कि मैं बुद्धि भी हूँ, जो इंटेलेक्ट है लोगों के बीच वो भी मैं हूँ, इंटेलिजेंस भी मैं हूँ, स्प्लेंडर ऑफ द ग्लोरियस, जो ग्लोरियस काम करते हैं, जो ग्लोरियस अपना नाम बनाते हैं दुनिया में, उन सब का जो पीछे से करने वाला, जो उनको चमकाने वाला मैं ही हूँ, मेरे द्वारा ही ये सब किया जाता है। सारी प्रकृति जब उनके अधीन है तो ये तो दिस इज क्वाइट ऑब्वियस, दैट्स व्हाट वुड बी द केस। नंबर 11।
बलं बलवतां चाहं कामरागविवर्जितम् धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ।
इसकी ट्रांसलेशन है, ओ बेस्ट ऑफ भारतास, in strong persons I am their strength, devoid of desire and passion. I am sexual activity not conflicting with virtue or scriptural injunctions. So बहुत स्पेसिफिकली यहाँ पर उन्होंने उसकी व्याख्या की है कि जो शक्ति वाले लोग हैं, जिनके अंदर शक्ति है और उसका शक्ति का प्रदर्शन करते हैं, परंतु विदाउट द डिज़ायर एंड पैशन के अलावा वो शक्ति करते हैं अपनी प्रयोग धर्म के काम के लिए। उनके भीतर का जो शक्ति का स्रोत है वो मैं ही हूँ। यही भगवान कहने का प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर। I am the sexual activity not conflicting with virtue or spiritual injunctions. So बेसिकली सब कुछ मर्यादा के बीच रहते हुए ही जिस काम के लिए जिस एक्टिविटी को निर्धारित किया गया है मनुष्यों के लिए या और दूसरे जीव जंतुओं के लिए भी, वो तो अपना करते ही हैं, पर मनुष्य जो हैं वो थोड़ा सा इधर उधर भटक जाते हैं, अपने वर्च्यू से भटक जाते हैं, क्योंकि वर्च्यू जो है ना वो उसको फॉलो करना, इट्स लाइक जिसको कहते हैं बहुत शार्प एज तलवार के ऊपर चलने वाली चीज़ है कि यू फॉलो द वर्चुअस पाथ थ्रू आउट योर लाइफ. इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू tread on that continuously. You are bound to kind of veer off or fall or make mistakes, because there are so many things that affect our lives, our psyche. There is distractions, there are misleading elements in our society, and all kinds of things happen. So it's very hard, but eventually if we find the right path and we stick to it, which is जो कि धर्म से युक्त है path, and then we can make good progress in this spiritual evolution of ours, as jivatmas. As jivatmas, I'm saying we can make spiritual progress, because जीवात्मा के लिए ये सब कुछ अफेक्ट होता है ना, लाइक रीबर्थ हुआ, द कार्माज हुआ, एंड अच्छा बुरा जो भी हुआ, वो सब कुछ जीवात्मा को यहाँ पर भोगना पड़ता है. I know there are different points of views across the across the table, but this is what comes across from Bhagavad Gita's teachings, because here Lord Krishna is trying to kind of address Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and we have to keep in mind that's the scene in front of us where all these dialogues are going on. तो अगर किसी ने भी कोई कमेंट वगैरह करना हो तो प्लीज़ रेज योर हैंड एंड वी कैन accommodate that. Otherwise, I'm the one carrying on. I'm not used to this role.
I meant to tell you this thing. Don't sell yourself short. You're doing a great job, my friend. Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, in every sense, very simple, very focused, and one should not compare one with the other. Yatindra ji is Yatindra ji. Deepak ji, I mean, I've seen you for the last 4 years. I wish I could have been as evolved as you are. Thank you for what you're doing, my friend. And I'm not saying lightly. I'm कोई मक्खन नहीं लगा रहा हूँ आपको, वैसे प्रेम से कह रहा हूँ. You have the wisdom and you're doing very well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
दीपक जी तो इज एक्सप्लेनिंग वेल जी, इसमें बहुत बड़ा अच्छा. इसमें
हाँ जी.
यह है कि आई एम द कामा मीन्स लस्ट इन ह्यूमन बीइंग, बट दैट इज इन अकॉर्डिंग विद द धर्मा. So it is only for the purpose of creation.
Yeah. Procreation.
That's
Yeah.
in accord with dharma. Lust or kama, that's in accord with dharma for the purpose of creation. That is in accordance with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
kama or lust is not bad if it is for the purpose. So
for
it is not
procreation. Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So it is not bad if it is in accordance with the dharma and for the purpose of creation. So I think this is the meaning of Chukra.
Yeah. और इसमें ये जो कमेंट्री है इनकी स्वामी जी की, वो उसमें बता रहे हैं, डिज़ायर इज़ एन एक्टिव क्रेविंग फॉर थिंग्स नॉट अटेन्ड, फ्यूल्ड विद पैशन वन अचीव्स and experiences the desired objects, but this causes attachment, which is a passive mental emotion that provokes the thirst for more. Therefore, when Sri Krishna states Kama Raga Vivarjitam, he means devoid of passion and attachment. Explaining the nature
That
of
is
his
with
strength, he says he is the serene and sublime strength in people which empowers them to successfully fulfill their duties and responsibilities. So ऐसा इसमें थोड़ा बताया हुआ है स्वामी जी द्वारा. We go to
तो
number
इसमें यही
12.
है ना.
हाँ जी, ठीक है ना? Yeah.
ये चैव सात्विका भावा राजसास्तामसाश्च ये मत्त एवैति तान् विद्धि न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि.
Translation: the three states of material existence, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are manifested by my energy. They are in me, but I am beyond them. So, in this verse, Sri Krishna sums up his glories that he has described in the previous four verses. He says, Arjun, I have explained how I am the essence of all objects, but there is no point in going into detail. All good, bad, and ugly objects and states of existence are made possible only by my energy. Even though the entire creation originates from, he says, God, he is beyond his creation and independent of it. A famous poet, Alfred Tennyson, states in his poem In Memoriam, our little systems have their day, they have their day and cease to be. They are but broken lights of thee, and thou, O Lord, art more than they. या स्वामी जी तो पोइट्री भी मेंशन करते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन इज 13.
त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैः एभिः सर्वमिदं जगत् मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्.
Translation: deluded by the three modes of Maya, people in this world are unable to know me, the imperishable and eternal. Yeah. So this is pretty स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड कि भगवान की जो माया है त्रिगुणात्मक सृष्टि है, उनकी माया द्वारा ही रचित है, माया द्वारा ही चलती है और इल्यूजरी काइंड ऑफ अफेक्ट है उसका कि हमें जो दिखता है वो है नहीं. अब यतेंद्र जी तो यहाँ पर और भी कई कुछ साइंटिफिक वे में एक्सप्लेन करते हैं और कई बार किया है उन्होंने. जयंती जी आपका जो वीडियो है ना वो साइडवेज है. इफ यू कैन स्ट्रेटन इट देन वी कैन, या दिस बेटर. या
No, she's levitating.
लेविटेट कर रहे हैं आपका साइडवेज योगा चल रहा है.
बिल्कुल हाँ. She's so gifted.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry,
Yeah,
मैं भी यही कहने वाला था, but I'm glad you picked it up. So.
या माया की बात है ना कि तो माया के बारे में कई कई जगह पे कई श्लोक हैं भगवत गीता में ही, और भी बहुत सी जगह पे माया का उल्लेख आया है। तो और एक जगह तो अर्जुन को कहते हैं कि भाई अगर तुम मेरे को सरेंडर कर दे, कि मेरी माया इतनी प्रबल है उसमें से निकलना मुश्किल है, बट यू सरेंडर एंड टू मी देन मैं तुझको उसमें से माया से मुक्ति दिला के तरंती ते, वो शब्द यूज़ किया गया उस श्लोक में कि तुझको बेसिकली तार दूंगा मतलब कि माया इज़ लाइक अ बिग ओशन ऑफ, if you just imagine a big ocean in front of you and you say, oh, how am I gonna swim through it because I have to go on the other side, this is the kind of scene there is, you know. It's like vast amount of ocean of maya and uh, you you are just stopped on this side and you're stuck. So if you get a little lift from a powerful being like Krishna, you know, then it can take you on the other side. And there is the promised land, as they say, even in Christianity, they say, come to promised land. So that's on the other side. But in between, there is Maya. And of course, Maya has its function for a purpose, because if it wasn't, then all this that seemingly that going on, this on and on, this srishti going on and on, you know, आते हैं being and जाते हैं, but it keeps going on and on, you know, generations after generations. तो उसके लिए just माया के द्वारा ही हो रहा है। एंड ऑल्सो आपको जब दूसरे जन्म से इस जन्म में आते हैं, इफ़ यू बिलीव इन री इनकारनेशन, तो आपको जो पिछले जन्म का होता है वो सब ऐसे संधि विच्छेद कर दिया जाता है, माया भुला देती है उसको। फॉर मोस्ट पीपल, ओनली गिने चुने होते हैं जिनको कि याद आ जाता है पिछले जन्म का, वो भी कुछ सालों तक, उसके बाद फिर वो भी भूल जाते हैं। बट वही माया का प्रभाव है, यू नो। हमें जैसे हमें अभी कोई चोट लगती है, थोड़ी देर के लिए बहुत पेन होती है, बहुत पेन होती है, और उसके बाद थोड़ी देर बाद हम भूल जाते हैं कि चोट भी लगी थी, वो याद ही नहीं रहता। वो बंदा कहते चोट लगी थी, कहाँ, मुझे तो याद नहीं है, बंदा भूल जाता है, पेन चले जाती है। वो भी माया का ही खेल है कि धीरे 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 सब कुछ हील हो जाता है एंड एवरीथिंग वर्क्स आउट, यू नो।
सब जगह पूरा गीता में सत रजत तमस वही का वही है, ऑल टोटली उसका सार नहीं, आई थिंक एवरीवेयर। एंड अभी देखा ना पॉलिटिक्स में भी सब जगह सत रजत एंड तमस ही है।
सही बात है। या इवन हमारे तो यहाँ पर जो फूड हैं, आपके आपके विचार हैं, वो उनको उसके ऊपर भी लेबल लगा हुआ कि ये सात्विक, ये तामसिक है, ये राजसिक है, यू नो। यू कैन काइंड ऑफ put it in columns, you know, your activities, your foods, your other things, everything. But you know, you as Jitendra ji says, you know, it's not always that the sattvic is always the best, you know. In different situations दूसरे जो गुणास हैं उनका भी रोल है, इसीलिए वो वहाँ पर है। अब हम सोने के लिए जाएंगे, उस टाइम पर हम अगर कहेंगे कि हमें राजसिक होना है, हम नींद आएगी नहीं, उस समय हमें अपने आप को छोड़ना ही पड़ेगा। वो उसको तमस बोलते हैं एक्चुअली, कि आपको आलसी हो गए। बट वो आलसी किसी कारण से आलसी है कि हमें अब सोना है, बॉडीज़ को, अपने सेल्स को रिपेयर करना है, माइंड को अपना रीफॉर्मेटिंग करनी है, विचारों के सब वो सब करना है, एंड उसके बाद फिर जब सुबह उठेंगे रिफ्रेश्ड, you know. So it has a function that the tamas, and same thing with the rajas. रजस, इफ कोई काम करना हो, कोई एक्टिविटी करनी हो, बिजनेस करना हो, कुछ करना हो, बैठे बैठे तो होगा नहीं, या फिर वो ध्यान लगा के बैठे रहें तब भी नहीं होगा तो उसके लिए वो एक्टिविटी करनी पड़ेगी रजस की। और घर गृहस्थी चलाना है, बच्चों का पेट पालना है सबका, तो उसके लिए काम करना ही पड़ेगा। रजस, वो रजस में होगा। और जब हम कहते हैं सात्विक एक्टिविटी है, वो सात्विक एक्टिविटी इज मोर मोर फॉर our own selves first, and then once we purify our being, our whole existence, and then it will filter on to others as well. बट हमने पहले तो अपने आप को थोड़ा सा प्योरीफाई करना है सात्विक विचारों से, सात्विक एक्टिविटीज से, एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स, एंड देन ऑटोमेटिकली हमें कुछ
सात्विक विचारों में
कोशिश भी नहीं
अभी
करनी
जीवन
पड़ेगी कि हम किसी को उपदेश दें या कुछ करें। they will see and they will learn, they will see our actions and they will say, oh wow. So people get affected. I have seen it myself. I was affected by others actions. So now I see so many times, if I am more into sattvic mode a lot, and I see other people are affected, not that something to be big headed about, it's just an observation that I see, that it's affecting, because I heard this works, so it's working the other way as well. So
it is
it's
aura, they say. If
aura.
my mother, means our mother, is cooking by taking God's name, that वो फूड खाएंगे तो अच्छा लगेगा, और गुस्से में बना रही है तो उस दिन अपने को भी वो खाएंगे तो मजा नहीं आएगा। और इवन सीरा देखो, सत्यनारायण की पूजा का जो सीरा रहेगा वो टेस्ट अलग रहेगा, और अपन बनाएंगे वो अलग रहेगा।
सही बात
तो
है।
ऑल माइंड मीन्स मन में भगवान का नाम लेके करेंगे जरूर फर्क पड़ता है,
और
ऑरा
या,
चेंजेस।
और वो चीजें
आपने
भी बड़ी स्वाद लगती हैं, बड़ी
या
सेटिस्फेक्शन रहता
भाई
है।
आपने
अदरवाइज
रिमाइंड करा दिया मुझे, वो सत्यनारायण भगवान का शीरा जो ना, वो
जी
हमारे यहाँ पर
वो साथ कितना भी अपन अच्छा करो,
हम्म,
दूध डालो, मलाई डालो, वो टेस्ट और वो आएगा ही
वो
नहीं।
टेस्ट आएगा नहीं। सही बात है।
हम्म,
हमारे यहाँ होती थी वो पूजा, एवरी मंथ ना, मेरे नानी जी करवाते थे पंडित जी को बुला के, एंड वो शीरा वगैरह फिर हम वितरण करते थे अपने फैमिली में भी, और जो नेबर्स वगैरह थे उनके यहाँ भी दे के आते थे प्रसाद। उसका टेस्ट ही अलग होता था। सही बात है आपकी।
मैं तो प्रसाद खा के बड़ी हुई ना। मेरे ऊपर रहती थी, वैष्णव रहती थी लेडी, दररोज भगवान के लिए ताजा बनाती थी, लड्डू, पेड़ा, एवरीथिंग लिटिल लिटिल, और सब
या
मुझे मिलता था प्रसाद। मैं
या
छोटी थी तो बोलते हैं ना, छोटी लड़की को नियाणी बोलते हैं, उसको बुला के देते थे। तो
या
रियली फर्क पड़ता है। थैंक यू।
या
जो न्यानी है वो पंजाबी में भी न्यानी बोलते हैं हम।
हाँ
क्योंकि
एग्जैक्टली,
सब लोग
मैं भी कहने वाला था
गो अहेड।
पंजाबी में भी वही है, न्यानी। ये चलिए, नंबर 14।
दैवी ह्येषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते।
इसी श्लोक के बारे में बता रहा था आपको, नेक्स्ट वन ही आ गया वो माई डिवाइन एनर्जी माया, consisting of three modes of nature, is very difficult to overcome, but those who surrender unto me cross over it easily. या इसी के बारे में बता रहा था कि तरंती ते जो है ना, यहाँ पर उसका मीनिंग बोलता क्रॉस ओवर, तरंती ते माया
पार कर जाना,
एतम।
क्रॉस ओवर मीन्स उसको पार कर जाना,
हाँ जी।
उसकी शक्ति।
या इसी के बारे हमने पहले ही डिस्कस कर लिया, इस श्लोक के बारे। या next one.
न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः माययापहृतज्ञानाः आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः.
Translation: Four kinds of people do not surrender unto me: those ignorant of knowledge, those who lazily follow their lower nature, though capable of knowing me, those with deluded intellect, and those with a demonic nature. Yeah, so we probably have noticed these qualities in different people, you know. some some know a little bit, and still they just carry on with their lower nature, although they are capable of knowing. And some are just with deluded intellect, उनको जितना मर्जी समझाओ उनको समझ में नहीं आएगा. एंड सम तो वो कहते हैं सुनना ही नहीं है, तो जो करना है बस वो उल्टे सीधे काम करने, वो दोज आर डिमोनिक नेचर पीपल. सो ये चार तरह के लोग हैं, जो कि दोज ignorant of knowledge meaning all these knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, of Upanishads. Mainly these are the main books of knowledge. वेदास को तो आजकल वैसे भी पढ़ने वाले बहुत थोड़े ही रह गए हैं दुनिया में. कुछ तो इधर वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ में बहुत सीरियसली स्टडी करते हैं, जो उनको पता लग गया कि दिस इज़ अ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट यू नो नॉलेज बेस, वो कर रहे हैं. और कुछ विलेजेस हैं साउथ ऑफ इंडिया में जो कि लगातार उसको स्टडी कर रहे हैं और बच्चों को एकदम कंठस्थ करा रहे हैं, पूरे का पूरा वेदास, यू नो, चारों वेद जो हैं जो उनको कंठस्थ करा रहे हैं. रोज़ उनके पाठ होते हैं, बैठे करते हैं. स्मॉल विलेजेस, एंड दे आर कैरिंग ऑन दिस ट्रेडिशन. एंड मैंने देखा था उनके वीडियोस कई बारी उस पर यूट्यूब पे, शायद आपने भी देखे होंगे. एंड दे जस्ट लिव in a simple way, but they've got all kinds of gadgets and electricity and everything, you know, in their villages. It's not like वो अभी बैलगाड़ी पे जा रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. बट ऐसा भी नहीं है कि वो मोटर गाड़ियाँ यूज़ करते हैं बहुत. दे यूज़ लाइक सिंपल मीन्स ऑफ ट्रैवल, लाइक bicycles, you know, non-polluting kind of, and just walk in the village. कितना बड़ा विलेज, ज़्यादा बड़ा नहीं. और सोलर लाइट्स लगाई हुई हैं उन्होंने, और बहुत नीट एंड क्लीन विलेजेस उनके. एंड बट देयर रूटीन, एंड वो दूसरी भी स्टडीज़ कर रहे हैं, अपनी पूरी स्कूल की स्टडीज़ कर रहे हैं, साइंस, ज्योग्राफी, एवरीथिंग कर रहे हैं. बट उनको ये जो वेदास हैं, दिस इज़ देयर मेन स्टे ऑफ दोज विलेजेस. Just a few handful, you know, villages. And this is how this is supposed to carry on for future generations. Because just imagine if something happens, you know, and to the planet basically, and all of the electric grids go. There's no electricity. Where is the knowledge? In the computers. Computers can't run without electricity. So you start all over again, and lot of your things are damaged, and infrastructure is not there. Your gadgets are gone. Then where is the knowledge that you were, you know, storing in these computers for years and years? So उसके लिए उन्होंने वो प्रबंध करके रखा हुआ है. Although there are other places where they have time capsules, they have vaults Uh, they even have a, a, a vault in, I think it's Sweden or Norway probably, cold जगह पे होता है, and that vault is a not like a vault small, it's a big गुफा जैसे बनाई हुई है उन्होंने बीच में पृथ्वी के, and उसमें उन्होंने दुनिया के हर प्रकार के अनाज के और प्लांट्स के जो बीज हैं, बीज जो होते हैं उनको एकदम प्रिजर्व करके स्टोर करके रखा हुआ है इन सर्टन टेम्परेचर, so that they are dormant state, and if something happens to the earth for a while, after that these can be taken out of there, and they secured it over there. So ये थोड़ा सा वैसे ही मैं साइड पे डिस्कशन उसकी चलेगी, बट so these things go on around the world to preserve this very very important knowledge. So yeah, knowledge word जो है उससे मैं उस तरफ चला गया, but main essence of knowledge is basically that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul, and which is doesn't come into being, doesn't deteriorate, doesn't die. That kind of existence is my true existence, and so nothing to worry about. Body came and body will go, but I will be there, and not in this kind of I, but it will be, I will be there. That's the assurance we get from this knowledge base, rather than the other kind of theories that are propounded around the world, that कि ओ कोई बात नहीं, अभी ये ज़िंदगी है, ख़त्म हो गई तो ख़त्म है बस, उसके बाद कुछ नहीं है, और that's it. So live for now, enjoy your life, and nobody says you don't enjoy your life, but uh, don't get too engrossed in the enjoyment so that you just totally forget who you really are. Enjoy. Body needs comfort, body needs caring, and that's your primary responsibility as well. First, if you protect this body, then you can help somebody else. So वो तो है ही है हमारा काम, but we still have to be very mindful about the true reality of our true being. Yeah.
दीपक जी,
Anybody wants to add? Yeah, yes जी.
इस मंत्र में ये हमें अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है कि जैसे मैं अपने आप को देखूं तो इन चारों में से मैं किस में फिट होता हूँ, 1 2 3 4, इट्स अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन, कि इनमें से कुछ है जो मेरे पे अप्लाई होता है, या थोड़ा थोड़ा सभी में मेरा 10% इसमें हूँ, 5% इसमें हूँ, 15% इसमें हूँ. तो इस बारे में कोई कमेंट हो तो आई विल अप्रिशिएट दैट.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, when you say that, then we can read this. So commentary में स्वामी जी ने लिखा हुआ है, जो कि यश जी रेफर कर रहे हैं, जिसके बारे in this verse Shri Krishna says that there are 4 categories of people who do not surrender to him. Number 1, the ignorant people who lack spiritual knowledge and do not know anything about the soul being eternal, and that its ultimate goal is God realization. They have never heard about these concepts or aware of the process of surrendering to God. Number 2, the lazy. These are the ones who have the knowledge and awareness of what they need to do, still, due to their lazy nature, do not want to take any initiative to surrender. Laziness can be a big pitfall for someone on the path of spirituality. There is a Sanskrit saying, Alasya hi manushanam sharirostho mahan ripu nat नास्त्याद्यमानुषा सामो बंधु कृत्वा यम नास नवासिदाति. Laziness is a big enemy and it resides in our body itself. Work is good friend of humans which never leads to downfall. Okay. So I think I'm somewhere in that this laziness category because I'm not as active as some people like Yatendra ji and maybe some of you in this field, you know. So I just come on Thursday and participate. Rest of the time I'm just busy doing other activities.
Not deluded by Maya.
Of course, I pray in the morning.
Yeah.
I have the temple, but
You are still worshipping. You are not deluded by Maya. You are not
work
in
is
this
worship
category.
too. Yes.
Yeah, you are not in this category.
Yeah. So number 3, deluded intellects. People who are so proud of their intellects that they have no faith in the scriptures and the teachings of the saints. Because they do not have faith, they are unable to practice surrender or understand the concepts of God realization.
Because their intellect has been taken by Maya.
Maya,
So,
yeah.
it's only
Yeah,
due
some
to
of them, they think they
illusion.
know quite a
Maya.
lot.
So,
Yeah. Even if they might be like big scientists or in big professions or something, but and they think they know a lot and they have logic to explain everything, but they lack this knowledge. So and so they don't they are in this category, deluded intellects.
they
And
do not
number 4,
worship
demonic
seek.
nature. These are the people who are aware of God and His purpose for the world, but still work against Him. It is because of their demonic nature they do not like God and His glories. They themselves are far from devotion and try to disturb others who are on the path of spirituality. Surrender to God is not at all expected from them. So these are the 4 categories that Yash ji is saying. Just think about yourself which one you fit in. Yeah.
इनमें
एक
भी कोई
कमेंट
भी कैटेगरी में नहीं है। इनमें
एक
कोई भी
कमेंट है
कैटेगरी
कि मुझे चारों में
कोई
अपनापन,
भी नहीं है हम में।
चारों में थोड़ा थोड़ा अपना लगता है। जैसे चौथा जो है
हाँ जी।
उसमें मेरा एक हिस्सा है जो भगवान में विश्वास करना चाहता है 100%।
हाँ।
लेकिन अगर मैं अपने आप को देखूं तो मुझे लगता है मेरा विश्वास 100% नहीं है। कभी वो 40% होता है, कभी 80% होता है, लेकिन 100 के पास तो सवाल ही नहीं उठता। मेरे अंदर ही कोई बैठा हुआ है जो कहता है कि दुनियादारी में भी रस है, ये जो गप्पे हम मारते हैं उसमें भी रस है, उसमें भी मजा है। तो भगवान के लिए मैंने कभी किसी दिन 10 मिनट देता हूँ, किसी दिन 20 मिनट देता हूँ, बाकी सारे दुनियादारी के झंझट में। तो मेरे अंदर ही कोई बैठा हुआ है जिसका नेचर थोड़ा बहुत डिमोनिक है। अब ये कंट्रोवर्शियल स्टेटमेंट हो सकती है, लेकिन मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे अंदर डिमोनिक भी भरा हुआ है। तो इस बारे में आप कोई कमेंट
मुझे नहीं
करना चाहें
लगता।
तो प्लीज।
नहीं, मुझे नहीं लगता डिमोनिक भरा हुआ, बिकॉज वो ये भी लिखा हुआ है कि then that person will disturb others who are on the path of spirituality, right? So आप disturb थोड़ी
the
करते हैं
moment
दूसरों को आप अपने अपने हिसाब से जो चलते हैं तो ठीक है। अगर तो आप बोले कि मैं बहुत इंटेलेक्चुअल हूँ एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, वो भी आप बोलते हैं, आप तो कहते हैं मुझे तो इतनी नॉलेज है, तो उसके हिसाब से आप देख लीजिए, आप बता दीजिए। सो you are not in that. So I think most of us will probably just fall into the number two, the lazy one, and laziness just strikes you. Surinder ji kuch keh rahe hain?
Well, I can share how I approach my progress. जब मैंने शुरू किया था जीवन में इस रास्ते पर, तो my variation was from 0 to 100. It used to fluctuate like this. I mean, now if I describe it, it's somewhere about 80 to 100. तो जो baseline है आहिस्ता आहिस्ता मूव करती है. I don't know what the baseline should be, but I know there's a difference of my temperament, my happiness, unhappiness. It does not. I would say it's within that about 20% range. Now, that is sattvic, rasic. I'm not going to go into that, but I do know that I am progressing bit by bit in baby steps, and that encourages me enough to continue. There's a different perspective I
When
look
you
at it.
say 80 to 100, which what category or what aspect you're referring
No, I'm just saying my progress. I saying broad, I'm giving a broad number. 80%. पहले मेरा तो
okay.
0 होता था, 0 to 100.
Spiritual progress, yeah, अच्छा
तो
अच्छा.
अब जो मैं feel करता हूँ, maybe not exactly 80. I mean, it's just an arbitrary number. I think the fluctuation is much less,
Okay.
and so at least even Bhagwan नहीं मिलेगा, I feel very good about it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm unstable. When I sit by myself, there's a joy, but I've got people around me. I have joy when people are not around me. So I look at from that holistic part of it. That,
Excellent. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
a good state to be in because you're content and you're not uh, too disturbed about either situation. है ठीक है, नहीं है तो ठीक है, you know that's good state to be in.
one instance this morning, जब मैं सेवा volunteer गया ना, तो one of the condition is कि there's a staff has to be on the floor when these people do the tracking and exercises. So it's my job to remind them. So there's one individual, I walked up to him, he got so angry with me, he says, I don't have time for all this and this. And it was really, I said, look, son, it's for your benefit. So if something happens to you, I can't do a thing. The staff can really interest. So, but I said, if you persist with it, you continue. तो जाने से पहले मेरे पास आया and I apologized. He said, Surrender, I was wrong, and so on and so on. तो मेरे, I did my thing. I couldn't care less what he thinks or not thinks. पर ऐसा कि ये जो आपकी जो विचारधारा है ना, इसमें शक्ति आती है.
हाँ, ये तो good है. Yeah, that's
And
good.
that's what I'm explaining to you. कि we do change. जैसे यश कह रहे हैं कि बहुत fluctuate करता हूँ. That's his mind working there. Actually, he wouldn't be sitting here if he was not in this path. He was not
वही तो मैं
sitting.
कह रहा
He
हूँ.
would not sit
Yeah.
a minute longer. I'm telling you that. None of us would be sitting here. The fact is, we are all progressing at our own pace, bit by bit. तो उसको सहने के ये नहीं है कि दीपक जी का ऐसा. They're not comparison. It's just your word. Within that, you're progressing. That's the way I perceive. Anyway, thank you.
That's helpful. Thank you. Thank you.
चलिए नंबर 16, 4 o'clock हो गए.
क्या डिसाइड किया हुआ था
चतुर्विधां भजन्ते मां जना सुकृतिनोऽर्जुन आर्थो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभ.
ये भी बड़ा अच्छा श्लोक है. इसमें ट्रांसलेशन में कह रहे हैं, O best amongst the Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious people engage in my devotion: the distressed, the seekers of knowledge, the seekers of worldly possessions, and those who are situated in knowledge. So इसका पढ़ लेते हैं थोड़ा सा. In the previous verse, Sri Krishna described the four categories of people who do not surrender to him. Now he describes the other four kinds who take refuge in him. Number one, distressed, those who find that their pot of worldly miseries is overflowing and they are unable to cope with them, conclude that it is futile running after the world, thus decide to take shelter in God. Similarly, those who find that the worldly supports fail to protect them turn to God for protection. An apt example in the Mahabharata was Draupadi's surrender to Sri Krishna when Duryodhana and Dushasan tried to dishonor her in the courtroom of Hastinapur. Initially, she expected her husbands would protect her, but they did not. She pleaded the elders in the courtroom, Bhishma, Vidur, Dhritarashtra, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, etc. However, everyone remained speechless. When cruel Dushasan tried to disrobe her, she clenched her sari with her teeth and tried to protect her honor with her own strength, but her teeth could not hold on to the sari for long. They gave in to Dushasan's strength. She was helpless and finally called out to Sri Krishna for help. It was at this point that she surrendered completely to God and was not relying on anyone or her own strength for protection. Sri Krishna reciprocated immediately and intervened. Now, how much ever Dushasan pulled, Draupadi's sari kept extending, and very soon there was a huge pile of cloth in the middle of the courtroom. Dushasan was unable to disrobe Draupadi. Exhausted, he gave up. Such was the power of God's protection, but it came only when Draupadi surrendered completely. So it's an extreme example of that Swamiji gave here. But it's definitely true. Distressed people, अब जब कोई कहते कोई बाह नहीं चल रही मेरी तो चलो अब भगवान के सामने प्रार्थना करते, एंड सुनते भी हैं भगवान. एक्चुअली मेरा तो अपना एक्सपीरियंस है लाइफ का, अभी मैं वो स्टोरी रिलेट नहीं कर पाऊँगा, बट आई नो फ्रॉम एक्सपीरियंस, सुनते हैं. बट उस टाइम पे अपने आप ही सरेंडर हो जाता है कंप्लीटली, क्योंकि पता लग रहा है कि कुछ हो नहीं रहा, अभी मारे गए. तो नंबर 2, द नॉलेज सीकर्स. देर आर सम पीपल हु हैव हर्ड about the opulence of God and his spiritual realm. Thus, they are curious to know all about God and try to seek him through knowledge. तो ऐसे भी हैं जो नॉलेज सीकर्स हैं. आजकल हम देखते हैं बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं ये दोनों चीज़ों का मिश्रण हो के वो इंडिया या ऐसी जगह वहाँ पहुँचे हुए हैं. ऋषिकेश चले जाओ, बनारस चले जाओ, इधर के वेस्टर्नर्स बहुत मिलेंगे वहाँ पर, और वो लोग पूरा अपना इंडियन ड्रेस में वहाँ पर भक्ति साधना सब कर रहे हैं. दे आर सीकिंग द नॉलेज एंड दे हैव बीन डिस्ट्रेस. तो उन्होंने या तो सरेंडर कर दिया या फिर वो दे आर सीकिंग द नॉलेज, एंड देन दैट दोज टू पाथ्स. नंबर 3, द सीकर्स ऑफ वर्ल्डली पोसेशंस. Some people are clear about what they want and take the shelter of God because they are convinced that only God can provide that what they are seeking. King Dhruv is an apt example. When Dhruv was a small boy, he felt neglected by his father, King Uttanapad. Disheartened, he went into the forest and did penance to please God. He wanted to become more powerful than his father, but As his devotion grew, he realized that God possessed the priceless jewel of divine love, and what he was seeking was like broken pieces of glass. Therefore, when pleased with his devotion, God gave him darshan. He requested the Lord to bestow upon him selfless pure love. ये तो ध्रुव की कथा बहुत ज़बरदस्त है. इसीलिए तो आजकल वो जब हम करते हैं कि ध्रुव तारा आकाश में कहाँ पर है, ये उसी ध्रुव की स्टोरी की है. Once we read that story, we will know what's behind all that story, and why he has such a prominent position in this cosmos. Number 4, those situated in knowledge. Lastly, those souls who have understood the truth that they are tiny parts of God. Such people engage in devotion with the intent that it is their eternal duty to love and serve Him. Sri Krishna calls them the fourth kind of devotees. Yeah, these are the bhaktas basically. The more visible example of these are the Hare Krishna devotees, the ISKCON group. They are more visible, but in general bhaktas, जिनको सारी ये समझ में आ गई है, and then they have surrendered. चलिए, तो ये वाला हो गया. (408) हो गया. ये नंबर 17.
तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्तः एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम् अहं स च मम प्रियः.
Translation: amongst these, I consider them to be the highest who worship me with knowledge and are steadfastly and exclusively devoted to me. I am very dear to them and they are very dear to me. Sri Krishna says in this verse that those who are seeking God in distress for worldly gains or out of curiosity, etc., are yet to possess selfless devotion. Gradually, in the process of devotion, their hearts become pure and they realize their eternal relationship with God. Then they develop selfless, exclusive, and incessant devotion toward Him. Now that they have the knowledge that the happiness of the world is temporary and God is the source of eternal bliss, they neither crave for favorable circumstances nor lament over reversals in the world. They become situated in selfless devotion with complete self-surrender, and for their divine beloved they are willing to offer themselves as an offering in the fire of divine love. Sri Krishna declares that such devotees are dearest to him. यहाँ जो स्वामी जी बता रहे हैं ना कि even the people in the category who before who जिसको बोलते हैं अर्थार्थी, who are who want to know God or want to surrender to God to get things, to get some kind of favor, worldly favor, even those people ultimately they come to a point in their life where they get this realization that okay, all these worldly material that I was seeking from God and I received it, uh, that was of no use, that was very little. Just जैसे ध्रुव की स्टोरी में बता रहे हैं कि he was seeking and then he realized, okay, that was nothing. I have to cherish the divine love which is being offered. So ऐसा तो उसकी लाइफ में हो गया ना. अपना जो एप्पल कंप्यूटर जिसने बनाया था, स्टीव जॉब्स, राइट. He went to India, he went to the Kenchi Dham, and he went to possibly other people to seek the blessings and all that. कि मैं किसी तरह से और भी कई जगह गया होगा, because he was very desperate to do something very big, something very big in his life and in the field that he knew he can do. अब बैठे रहो तो आइडिया ढूंढते रहो, ऐसे तो आइडिया लिमिटेड ही हैं, आते नहीं हैं. और उसके बाद फिर जब उसने वहाँ से आया, he was full of invigorated, with the ideas and stuff. So he started getting all these ideas and hard working तो था, but जब ideas, सही ideas आ गए, then he kind of knew in his field how to manipulate things, how to do things, make it better or what not. So आजकल देखिए अब उसके गैजेट सब जगह चल रहे हैं, वर्ल्ड की इतनी बड़ी कंपनी. But when the time came towards the end of his life and he was sick with something and he knew the time is limited, doctors have said you just have months to live. So he realized, okay, no, full surrender is required. Then he full surrendered, and then he actually ordered whole box fulls of these जो उनकी बुक है ना, ऑटोबायोग्राफी ऑफ ए योगी, तो वो उसने बल्क में मंगाई अपने फ्यूनरल के टाइम के लिए. तो उसने बोला कि जब मेरे गेस्ट आएंगे वहाँ पर उन सबको एक एक ये बुक जो है एज ए गिफ्ट दी जाए. सो दैट्स पार्ट ऑफ हिज स्टोरी, सो ऐसा होता है जैसे यहाँ पर बता रहे हैं, एग्जैक्टली वही चीज़ हो रही है. तो ये पढ़ के वही मेरे दिमाग में आ गया.
दीपक जी, वो जो जब सरेंडर किया उन्होंने, तो कितनी देर उसके बाद जीवित रहे?
है जी,
आपने बोला ना उन्होंने सरेंडर कर दिया था कि कुछ ही
हाँ
महीने रह गए, तो फिर वो
या
कितनी देर तक जीवित रहे उसके बाद?
नहीं, वो इट वाज जस्ट months, just a few months.
सरेंडर करने के बाद, पूरा सरेंडर करने के बाद?
ये तो मुझे पता नहीं किस पॉइंट पे उसने सरेंडर किया, बट जो जितनी मैंने उसकी स्टोरी पढ़ी है कि टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ पार्ट ऑफ हिज लाइफ he was a surrendered person and he knew कि I mean ये लोग जो हैं, they are well read people, they read everything. कोई वैसे तो नहीं उठ के जाता कैंची धाम में जा रहा हूँ जी स्वामी जी के माथा टेकने, वहाँ पर वो जो है अपने जिनकी ज़्यादा ख्याति है, तो पढ़ के जाते हैं ये लोग. दूसरों से सुनते हैं, उसके बाद पढ़ते हैं, उसके बाद जाते हैं, कोशिश करते हैं. पर ये अर्थार्थी की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, तो सिर्फ उसी को एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ कि वो अर्थार्थी था उस टाइम पे और बाद में वो भक्ता बन गया. तो वही भगवान कह रहे हैं उसमें ना कि भाई वो इवन इफ दे आर अर्थार्थी दे गोना कम टू दिस पॉइंट, they will. So अगला श्लोक है
उधारा सर्व एवैते ज्ञाने त्वात्मैव मे मतम् आस्थितः स हि युक्तात्मा मामेवानुत्तरति. uttamam gatim.
Translation: all those who are devoted to me are indeed noble, but those in knowledge who are of steadfast mind, those whose intellect is merged in me, and who have made me alone as their supreme goal, I consider as my very self. Wow. That's a big statement. As my very self.
What does that mean?
भगवान कहते हैं बस वो मेरे जैसा ही है. मेरे स्वरूप से मिल गया.
7वां अध्याय 18.
मैं उसको अपने से अलग नहीं मानता. वो तो ये कह रहे हैं. सो चलिए कमेंट्री पढ़ लेते हैं थोड़ी सी, एक दो paragraphs. In the previous verse, Sri Krishna stated that the devotees situated in knowledge of gyani bhakta are the highest. However, he clarifies in this verse that whatever may be the reason for their devotion, all his devotees are privileged. Even the other three kinds are blessed souls. But the devotees seated in knowledge worship God selflessly without expecting any material gains in return. Hence, the unconditional love of such selfless devotees even binds God. Binds God मतलब कि भी भगवान उनको अपने साथ ही समझते हैं. Worldly love is driven by the desire for self gratification. There is a give and take attitude, and there is an expectation of receiving something in return from the beloved. However, para bhakti or divine love is totally different. It is filled with the desire for happiness of the divine beloved and sacrifice in his service. Divine love fosters a giving attitude without expecting anything in return. इसमें चैतन्य महाप्रभु का एक श्लोक इन्होंने दिया हुआ है, कामेरा तात्पर्य निजा, वो बंगाली में है. उसका ट्रांसलेशन है लस्ट वर्ल्डली लव. वर्ल्डली लव को उन्होंने लस्ट बोला है. एग्जिस्ट्स फॉर सेल्फ हैप्पीनेस. डिवाइन लव इज हार्बर्ड फॉर श्री कृष्ण's हैप्पीनेस. There is a tremendous difference between them. Lust is like darkness and ignorance, while divine love is pure and illuminating. यहाँ पर तो बड़ी बड़ी चीज़ों की व्याख्या है, but just to understand in simple terms, where we live in this world, in the mundane sense we can say हमें भगवान से प्रीति तो है, पर I can only go so far for the cause of Shri Krishna, और जिसको भी आप God कहते हैं, but the person who says no, I can go all the way, no matter how far I have to go, I can go all the way, to do service unto my God. That is the ultimate kind of surrender or respecting the love of God, But to do something like, if you say okay, क्या करना है, भगवान को तो किसी चीज़ की कमी नहीं है, भगवान को अब क्या उनके पास लव की कोई कमी है जो उनको और लव चाहिए जो हम दे सकेंगे उनको, ये भी क्वेश्चन उठता है. पर उनको लव की कमी नहीं है, एक्चुअली लव उनसे ही फ्लो होता है. बट how we can reciprocate is by just us exuding that love in our thoughts, in our behavior towards others basically. Because जैसे हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं तो भगवान तो सब जगह है, सब में ही है. तो so if we spread our love towards others, जैसे सुरेंद्र जी बोलते हैं कई बारी के, so yeah, you spread your love regardless, doesn't matter, spread your love to everyone, आपका क्या जाता है. So that's one of the acts which qualifies him as surrender to Krishna. So those kind of things that we can do in my view. आपका कोई विचार हो तो इस पे आप अपना विचार भी प्रकट कर सकते हैं.
Shall I say something?
हाँ जी.
If we love each other, as you already said, Krishna is sitting in everyone as super soul. So first thing is you are loving Krishna this way. Loving the individuals, you are loving Krishna. The love flows from Krishna to everyone, and this is how love from us can go back to Krishna. If we love, if we have a feeling of compassion, love, so automatically, your perspective totally changes. And if you have a feeling of, I don't say hatred, because hatred is a very strong word, even disliking, then also you cannot love. So love only comes if you don't have any other negative feeling.
Yeah.
So this is how it's transferring your love to Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah, वही कहने का मतलब है कि भी ज़्यादा don't all the time like judge others on this or that. Just spread your good feelings about to others regardless. Ultimately people will get the message. I think Surinder ji has given lots of examples of that many times, because he goes and interacts with lots of people in the hospital setting, other settings, everywhere. Yeah, remarkable though, Surinder ji. I mean, so many activities you do at your age. That's remarkable.
I want to say something here.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a very blessed person. I receive a lot of positive vibes about me. I don't like the word commonly. I mean, I hear a lot of times, Surendra, your presence has made me happy and so on. I mean, these are total strangers. So what I learned from that is that I could be that. Even if I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. The point we're making about all these karmic kavach that you wear, I don't know how to describe that, but it's something at a very subtle level. It takes a shift. कल मैं ना गया था वहाँ बैठा हुआ था अपना. When I finish my walk, there is a stone. I sit down there, and नीचे से ना from the 16 Mile Creek, people who are much ardent runners, so they come running up. It's a very steep hill. तो एक औरत आ रही थी, she was walking backwards, climbing backwards. So I couldn't help but watch. I always exchange a good morning, and she says, I always admire you. I wish my father could be as good as this. This is how the conversation started. So I throw it back because I don't get caught into this. I know they mean well, all right. And but the thing was, there was a point where we stood face to face, in eye contact. Here's a woman, here's a man, with different cultures, but that moment I was connected. We both were connected. We're talking. Now that's nothing to do with a physical appearance. It's something very subtle level of transaction. That's what I want to convey to you. There's a transaction takes place all the time, but we are not aware of it. The good news is that I'm aware of it. When it happens to me, I know that,
Yeah.
It's very subtle. It's very, very subtle. You cannot.
Yeah.
But I feel, I mean, you are sitting at home or anywhere, you think of a person, when a smile comes on your face, that is, you have a very positive influence of that person.
Yeah.
So this is how it happens for people,
Yeah.
So this is what the impression, this is what their warmth, this is what you carry for such people, and then only the smile comes on your face.
Thank you.
Yes.
No.
That's true.
I mean, I say to you this, I don't have a family around me here at home, but I've got a huge family everywhere. Depends if I can't call everybody mine. When you say mine, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So if I take as it is, whatever comes my way, and be happy with that. And I do experience moments like this often enough to be full of gratitude. Come back to gratitude.
Yeah.
ये है
Comes
कि
back to gratitude. Yeah.
तो बहुत जो समझदार हैं जिन्होंने ग्रंथ पढ़े वो कहेंगे सुरेंद्र तू पागलों की क्या ये बातें कर रहा है, क्या हो रहा है. Now I can't describe that part of it. The fact is we do get affected from each other in a good way and in a bad way as well. So the thing is there's something bigger than human physical behavior. It comes at a very subtle level. I repeat that again and again. A subtle shift takes place. I don't know how it works. I can't operate that. I cannot control that, but it does take place. जैसे आप explain कर रहे हो ना, शांति से कर रहे हो, almost an hour and 10 minutes now, you've been going on. You're totally anchored into this, what you're doing. You and the teachings at this moment are one.
Okay.
There's no separation because you undertake, you may not even remember your Deepak. मेरे कहने का जो काम वो भी करते हैं ना, वो काम तो काम है, but जो आपके अपने, let me put it, when you go to work, that's a big meditation.
Yeah, I think you're right. I forgot who I was. You're right.
This is what I'm trying to say. Look, my friends, I'm searching my life. I want to put a good closure. So I talk freely to you guys. It does not mean I know more or less, but I know I'm on the right path. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so
whenever I think of you, Deepak ji, I mean, all the positive feeling come around.
Yeah.
And what you have been doing and what you are. Abhi thodi der pehle I was talking to my daughter and I was telling her I have to transfer the money to you. And then I explained how you are. So immediately we came back and talking about you. Yeah, that's what I mean. And this is what it matters. If you have all the time, pleasant exchanges and all the pleasant feelings, they reflect back to your mind.
Yeah.
I think this is the best devotional services what Surendraji told. Yeah.
Yes.
It's the best devotional service. What he is doing.
Yeah. I mean, anytime.
More than meditation.
Anytime anyone talks about you, बहुत लोगों का आपके साथ तो बहुत लंबा इंटरेक्शन है, हम लोगों का इतना लंबा नहीं है, but during that period I can say number of things.
Thank you.
So good. God bless you.
Let me say that
it is greatness.
What I've stolen is, there's a Steve Covey, you can check it out. Steve Covey, he wrote a book called 7 Habits of Successful People.
Yes.
उसमें जो पहली दो चीजें ये थी, emotional bank account, which means, okay, let name Deepak comes in front of me. There could be, it depends what balance emotional bank account I have with him. अगर ये गलती भी करेंगे तो अगर पॉजिटिव में है तो nothing will happen. And the other way around, even ये ठीक भी कर रहे हैं तो इनका अकाउंट मेरे साथ नेगेटिव में है, then I'll begin to, still I will not recognize it. Human behavior के लिए ये जब emotional bank account है, it does come into it.
Okay.
And the other is production capabilities. For instance, जैसे मैं इंजीनियर था, काम हमने we'll take the job tomorrow, but we had to finish it yesterday. I mean, I've done this kind of thing. We promise a client a moon, and then we find out कि उसको खत्म करने के लिए we need 100 people. We got only 10. So we knew on the offset we're going to fail. I just give you a parallel of these books that Steve Covey, just a glance into it. He talks about first thing first, putting your priorities in life. And I'm not saying this is not away from the spirituality. These are good values, whichever you look at it. So coming back to this part of it, ये जो हम बैठी ना संगत यहाँ, we are not related to each other, none of us. All right, but for this moment, शांति से बैठ के 2 घंटे सुन लेते हो, मेरी बात भी आप सुन रहे हो. I'm grateful for that. But it's not a coincidence. It's a big fortune, great fortune in our life. You're filling up with very, very good working habits, learning habits, and so on. Anyway, I said too much now. Thank you.
It's good.
I appreciate his temper, Deepak Ji's. He never gets angry or never insults anybody.
Yeah.
Everything he take lightly and listen to everyone. If everyone raises a hand or anything, he will tell, please give opinion.
No, he's very.
To conduct this type of it requires art.
So देखो मैं बाद में आखिर में यही बात कहता हूँ कि be grateful for what we have. It may be nothing. If he steps away, God forbid, if he chooses to do it, and I don't have the capacity at all. I don't know anybody who will volunteer. The point I'm making to you, we should support it with our heart, honestly. It's an honest transaction. There's got nothing to gain. We got nothing to. We're learning, being around each other. So give the right. One of the things they say, जब लोग मर जाते हैं ना, उसको बात कहते हैं कितना अच्छा आदमी था वो. So we no end of praises. तो हमारे गुरु कई दफा कहते जब जिंदा है ना, tell them.
अभी कहना चाहिए.
Very true.
So when I went to Vancouver, I told all the people I knew personally. I said, I'm so great. I mean, I had a good. मेरे कहने का मकसद, now that he's here and happily, I'm not wishing. I mean, one day he will go, but not at this moment. All I'm saying is, we should recognize when it's fair, rather than saying ये नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ. That's the thing. We got to watch carefully how we pick the word. क्योंकि this is a precious community we have, precious human being we have. You will not find many. In fact, very few will come this far.
नहीं
So,
इतना तो नहीं है. I mean, it's just I learned from my elders. I think that kind of filters out from my actions. Because the family I come from, they're all like calm, nice people. Especially my mom's side. My dad's side is different story. But I only lived there up to my age 14. Then I went to my nanke, my mom's side. Yeah, there are. So my Nana ji, my Nani ji, they all kind of gave me these kind of sanskaras, and so which is quite good. Although I never studied Bhagavad Gita during all that time. I can tell you, like not deeply. Like we did hear stories from my Nana ji, and he was mostly more into Ramayana. you know. So he was telling a story from Ramayans, other places. But Bhagavad Gita is a kind of knowledge that I gained when I was in UK, when I was in London. Then my brother-in-law, he joined ISKCON, and at that time, you know, the books, you know, if one of your family member joins ISKCON, you know what's gonna happen? The books start flowing into your house, you know. ओ जीजा जी ये वाली बुक लीजिए, इतना डोनेशन दीजिए, ये वाली बुक. So naturally, you know, you say, okay, yeah, दे दो ये book. So we have sets of books, and then I started reading. Then I got into the Bhagavad Gita kind of study, and then he lived with us for a number of years, even here in Canada, and so we were discussing this subject matter every evening. We were discussing this, you know, for after dinner we sit down and we discuss for half an hour, you know. So that kind of got me into this kind of a mode of thinking, and slowly it just progressed, and you know, one thing leads to another, and then you find yourself with a group of people like you know, which is good. So
Like-minded people only join together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Bombay, the ISKCON people come to the all area, goes to all area, and
Yeah.
they ask us to become member.
Yeah.
Mulund is too far from ISKCON, 1
Yeah.
hour or 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
They go to meet and all known people, doctors or lawyers
Yeah.
or anyone, and
Yeah.
they ask us to become member.
Member तो होता नहीं है इनका ऐसा.
नहीं रहता है
होता है
we have to
होता
they
होता
take
है?
donation and
Yeah, होता
हाँ,
है. जनरल मेंबरशिप भी है, लाइफ
membership है.
मेंबरशिप भी है.
कि वो
जैसे
पूछा
ये
मुझे इसलिए तो मुझे मालूम है.
या
Okay,
मैं तो
okay.
लाइफ
They
मेंबर
came
हूँ
to
ना.
my
मेरी
house. They 3 of them came to and sat for 1 hour. That
Yeah.
I told them I am busy, I can't come there, and I don't want to become member.
मेरे पास उनका पासपोर्ट भी है ISKCON का. So
अरे वो
Oh,
मेंबरशिप किधर
okay.
फॉरेन जाएंगे ना तो रहने के
I
लिए उसका
like
घर
to
Yeah.
give donations.
फ्री ऑफ चार्ज
Yeah.
yeah,
उनका रहने का
yeah. Although
फॉरेन कंट्री में.
they're not very happy if you just indulge in that without donations. So कुछ
हाँ,
अच्छी
without
तरह
donation
donation
and
दे के
without
आना पड़ता है.
membership.
Yeah.
I give only donations.
Yeah.
One thing I will tell, don't feel bad. I learned that they are taking drugs, so I stopped. I was going there once in a while because my relative were staying there, my friend, lawyer friend. So I used to visit. But somehow doctors practicing there, I met in conference. And I came to know, after that I stopped.
Drugs in ISKCON?
Yes. Bombay ISKCON.
We don't know.
This is very new to me. I don't know,
Anyway.
and I don't want to know till I myself experience.
No. Don't think of it, but I stopped.
कृष्णा को का सोचते हैं बस, और nothing else. So Krishna is God, and whatever happens is their karma. As you say, Jayanti, संचित कर्मा बना रहे हैं.
See, look at this positivity around when we talk. Look at Saroji. She lost her husband last year. And she's gone through major surgery as well. Here she's sitting there, and she can explain better than me how peaceful you are at this moment.
I'm very peaceful.
You are?
All your company, listening you people, it gives me peace.
But to think of the day when you first started, think of that day.
Oh yeah,
slowly, but I'm reminding you, each of us are slowly gaining.
I was in a hell in the beginning,
You were not in a hell, don't say that word. You were in a challenge.
It was a very difficult time, but I passed that storm.
Good. There you are.
Yeah,
so the point is,
3 cheers for you.
Now I surrender. I surrender to God. Whatever happens, it happens.
Nothing is in our hand.
Yeah, just take care of my health. That's it.
Yes.
difficult situations come.
Even
So
if you
There
take
are
care,
there are moments in everybody's life when
yes,
they feel
very true.
regrets and they feel miss somebody. But this is all it is now.
Yeah.
There
Karma.
is no other way. There is no other way. Every morning you get up and you say, God, give me strength to pass this
Al-
day today nicely. And when I sleep, I say, okay, day
thank you.
became nice. Thank you. And it's night now. And be with me and see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's it.
चलिए
all
अभी
संचित कर्मा.
So
भगवद
what is
गीता का आज यहीं पर विराम देते हैं.
जनगण
4:41
मन
हो गए.
I was
So
about to open my
next
book.
time
Yes.
we will proceed from the 7th chapter,
Seven.
verse 19.
19.
बहुनाम
Okay,
जन्मों
okay.
में.
I'll keep a mark.
अभी एक भजन कर लेते हैं and then we will do 10 minutes meditation.
दीपक जी, नेक्स्ट
हाँ जी.
जब थर्सडे का सेशन हो
हाँ
तो
जी.
उसमें थोड़ा सा इस चैप्टर के हेडिंग के बारे में बात हो जाए तो हेल्पफुल होगी कि ज्ञान और विज्ञान में क्या अंतर होता है और क्या सिमिलरिटीज होती है. ज्ञान और विज्ञान जो इसका चैप्टर का नाम है उसकी क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है. अगर इस बारे में आप याद रखें तो
Yeah.
होपफुली आई विल बी देयर टू. बट जब मैंने चैप्टर का नाम पढ़ा तो मुझे बात समझ में नहीं आई कि ज्ञान विज्ञान में क्या फर्क है. तो इससे अगर बातचीत की तो मे बी इट विल हेल्प ऑल ऑफ अस.
उस पे करेंगे. या यतेंद्र जी को बता देंगे. He will be there next Thursday. So I will explain that. चलिए एक भजन शुरू करते हैं.
Shopify has everything you need to grow your retail business, like fast and secure checkout, reliable card readers, and more.
श्री रामचंद्र आश्रित पारिजातः समस्त कल्याण गुण विरामः सीता मुखं ब्रह्मचंचरीकः निरंतरं मंगलमातनूत. जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम. जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम. हे दुख भंजन तुम्हें प्रणाम. हे दुख भंजन तुम्हें प्रणाम. जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम. जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम. भांति भांति के हे परमेश्वर फूल तुम्ही हो खिलाते. भांति भांति के हे परमेश्वर फूल तुम्ही हो खिलाते. नर नारी के प्रेम की ज्योति जग में तुम्ही जलाते. ओ नैया के खेवन हारे. ओ नैया के खेवन हारे. जपूं मैं तुम्हरो नाम. जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम. जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम. तुम ही दया के सागर प्रभु जी. तुम ही पालन हारे. चैन तुम्ही से पाए बेकल मनवा सांझ सकारे, जो भी तुम्हारी आस लगाए, जो भी तुम्हारी आस लगाए, बने उसी के काम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
बहुत अच्छा, वेरी नाइस।
थैंक यू। चलिए तो
ब्यूटीफुल।
आज का सेशन इसको रिकॉर्डिंग
एक और हो सकता है।
446 हो गए हैं।
दीपक जी भी बोल बोल के थक गए होंगे, इन्हों कब से बोल रहे हैं।
Meditation.
For phone plans like you've never seen, try the other side. Fizz. Try the fair side. Like
अभी तो बहुत टाइम पड़ा है बदन को।
तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए। तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए। मन ही देवता मन ही ईश्वर, मन से बड़ा न कोई। मन ही देवता मन ही ईश्वर, मन से बड़ा न कोई। मन उजियारा जब जब होले, जग उजियारा हो। इस उजले दर्पण पर पानी धूल न जमने पाए। तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए। सुख की कलियां दुख के कांटे, मन सबका आधार। सुख की कलियां दुख के कांटे, मन सबका आधार। मन से कोई बात छुपे ना, मन के नैन हजार। जग से चाहे भाग ले कोई, मन से भाग न पाए। तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए। भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए। तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए।
बहुत
थैंक यू
अच्छा,
सो
ये
मच,
ये
वंडरफुल,
मेरा फेवरेट
माय
भजन है।
फेवरेट सॉन्ग,
माइंड जो
माय
I
और
think
माय आल्सो,
everyone's favorite
एवरीवन्स
bhajan.
फेवरेट ऑलवेज।
वेरी नाइस भजन, यू नो।
That's good. That's good.
ऐसा लगता है हर टाइम बोलना चाहिए।
Yeah.
या यूट्यूब पे लगा लो दोबारा से।
हम तो लगाते ही है ना,
या मैं भी
चलिए,
एवरी
लगाऊं।
टाइम वी आर
अभी
लिसनिंग।
आज की रिकॉर्डिंग हम यहीं पर बंद करते हैं। जय श्री कृष्ण।